Watch this video if you want to make incredible sourdough bread, even if you work a 9 to 5 and can't be home all day. If you've ever wanted to make sourdough bread but thought, you don't have time for all that folding and watching and timing, I get it. I'm Lydia, and I used to think sourdough was only for people with really flexible schedules or wild amounts of patience. But this recipe works with almost any schedule. It's overnight, it's low effort, and flexible to your needs. Here is what you are going to need. Active sourdough starter, which should have been fed 4 to 8 hours beforehand. Bread flour or unbleached all-purpose flour. Water, salt, a mixing bowl, a bench scraper, and a Dutch oven or cast iron combo. A banneton or just a bowl with a tea towel. And of course, a scale. I highly recommend using a scale. It's more than worth it in my opinion. I'll put the measurements below in the description, and I'll also put links to all those tools in the description as well. If you have any questions while watching this video, please leave them below. I do respond to all of my comments and would be super happy to help you. I fed my starter earlier so that she is ready to bake in the evening and she's bubbly and active. First thing in the evening, I am mixing my dough. I will do this around 6 or 7 p.m., but you can do it later as well if you're a night owl. I add 370 grams of room temperature water and 100 grams of risen starter into my bowl. I stir until the starter is dissolved in that bowl. Feel free to adjust the recipe if you like different hydration levels. For example, if you're new to sourdough, use a lower hydration level, maybe even like 60 or 65%. I then mix in 500 grams of flour. I combine it all together until it looks rough and shaky like. I'm not kneading here. I just want everything combined. Then I cover it up and let it rest for 30 minutes. This is called the Autolyse phase. It gives the flour time to soak in the water and start forming gluten on its own. It's like kind of a warm-up stretch for your dough. After a half an hour at 6:30, I sprinkle in the 11 grams of salt. I don't recommend skipping this step. Salt is what gives your bread flavor and also controls the fermentation. To mix it in, I use the pinch and fold method. Basically, just squish the salt into the dough, then fold the dough over itself a few times until it feels more uniform. You will notice it tightening up a bit, and that is exactly what we're looking for. After another half an hour at 7 p.m., we will perform our first lift and fold. Now that the dough has rested for that half an hour, it is ready for the lift and fold. I come back and do the first stretch and fold. It's super simple. Wet your hands and grab one side of the dough. Stretch it up gently and fold it over. Turn the bowl and do that at least 3 more times. North, south, east, and west. I actually do it really more just until the dough starts to resist me. I want the dough to be building strength. So when it starts refusing to stretch, I know that it's getting stronger. And that's it. It takes less than a minute. This builds strength without kneading. After another half an hour at 7:30 p.m., we're going to do the same thing. By now, the dough should feel more smooth and you might see even some bubbles forming. That is a good sign. If I'm cleaning the home or making dinner or doing something else, I just set a timer and come back when it goes off to do the next lift and fold. At 8 p.m., we will do another quick round. If the dough feels really strong already, I might skip the last fold, but usually I'll give it one more just to be sure. After another half an hour at 8:30 p.m., we will perform the last lift and fold. At this point, I am done touching the dough for the night. I cover the bowl with a lid or even a damp towel and leave it out at room temperature. That slow overnight fermentation is what gives sourdough its flavor, its texture, and that deep golden crust. If your house is really warm, like 75 degrees or above, it might be ready even sooner. But mine usually does just fine on the counter until the morning. It's the next morning, I wake up and check on the dough, usually around 6:30 or 7, or you could even push it to 7:30. It should be soft, jiggly, and slightly domed. Maybe even some bubbles on top. That is fantastic. That's what we want to see after the bulk fermentation. You can do this step anytime before heading off to work. I flour the counter lightly and gently turn out the dough because we are going to shape the dough. Don't punch it down because we want to keep some of that nice air in it. I shape it into a round and build surface tension under it. You can do this with your hands, or you can also use a bench scraper. A bench scraper is a super helpful tool, but if you do not have one, that is okay. Everything can be done without one. You can either let it rest for a little while and then shape it, or simply plop it seam side up into a floured banneton, or just a bowl with a towel if that's what you have. Cover it again and put it in the fridge. Cold proofing is a game changer because it makes the dough easier to score later and really deepens that flavor. After you've had your busy day working or what have you, in the evening, it's time to preheat your oven and score your dough. I turn my oven up to 475 degrees and put my Dutch oven inside to preheat. You want it scorching hot because this is what gives you the crusty bakery style loaf. While that's heating up, I get my dough out of the fridge. Still cold, which is perfect. I gently turn it out onto a parchment paper and score the top with a razor blade. You can do a simple slash, or you can get creative with your scoring if you want to experiment. If you started preheating your oven at 5 p.m., at 5:45 you will place your dough into the Dutch oven and then into your oven with the lid on for the first 20 minutes to trap the steam. Then after those 20 minutes are done, I take the lid off and bake another 20 to maybe 25 minutes until the crust is golden and maybe even a little bit blistered. Every oven is different, so just make sure to keep an eye on it. After you remove the bread from the oven, let it cool. I know it smells amazing and you want to cut in, but trust me, cutting hot bread actually makes the inside gummy. Wait at least an hour. That rest time is where the crumb really sets. Once it's cool, slice it up and enjoy the incredible bread that you made with your busy schedule. If it didn't rise properly, watch this video to troubleshoot the issue, and I will see you next time.